Welcome to this episode of RC Mail Time. Things will be a little bit different today. We are going to be talking about battery options for the UTB18 because I cannot bring myself to use the included battery and the little charger that they supply with it. There has been instances of these little wall wart chargers bursting into flames. I'd rather use a dedicated charger. This is the one that I have on my bench. I have leads that put it into a lipo-safe bag, and I also charge on a slate, like a piece of slate about 2 foot by 1 foot. So I'm not using that. I have been using the Ovonic 850 150C 3S with my mini fusion that I've now got in the UTB18, but this is a little on the tight side, and maybe it is time for me to leave the Deans behind. The battery that I ordered is this Zeee Premium Series 650 milliamp 100C 3S, and this thing is tiny. Let's just do the weight difference between the two. So where the battery sits is nice and up the front, but it's high, and low and light is better than high and heavy. So let's just have a little look. So we got 78 grams for the Ovonic 850 and just 58 grams for the Zeee 650. So that's a saving of 20 grams, and we're not really giving up a ton of volume in terms of the amount stored. And if we do the dimensions as well, because this is thinner, 17, so just 17.1 millimeters, 17.2, and we'll have to take a little bit off of this. Let's have them get it on the end there. 23.1. So if we say they are 23.1 and 17.1, we're 6 millimeters thinner. I'm just going to give you the overall dimensions. It's 30 wide, 17.2 deep, and 55.5 millimeters long. This is very similar actually, but almost 60 long. We just did the depth. And the width is 31. What was this? It's okay, so it's just only a fraction, as you'd expect really. It is only a fraction thinner, but I've test fit this, and it just sits in there really nicely. It clears the back of the servo as the servo rises up into the battery space. I'm going to put XT30s on here. This is going to be brilliant. I got a pair. Sorry, I've just drunk a load of fizzy water. I got a pair for this price, which I thought represented good value. It came packed in a box for two. You get a product manual, which we'll talk about safe storage. I'm not going to need to look at that. Nothing's changed with lipos for years, but if you need to read that, it is included. And you'll notice I've left the leader liner, or whatever they call it, for 3S on there. It's got 3S written on it. I don't actually see the need for these at all. And when you're tucking your wires away, it does make it a little bit harder to get this tucked in somewhere. So I always remove those. They just have a little clip on the side which you hook something underneath. I used my the end of my tweezers and just hooked that up. and we was able to get rid of that. So there we go. That is the Zeee 650 3S 100C rating continuous. So that is going to have more than enough for everything that the Mini Fusion and servos are going to be taking out of there. So let's pop those to one side. It does include a nice little Zeee sticker, so we will find somewhere to stick that. If you've seen the TRX4 content that I've been doing, I actually have kit bashed these, which is a term I got from Crawler Canyon. So this is a silver wheel that comes with a black face. I bought some blue and some red beadlocks, and I've swapped a blue and a red. It's just out of reach over there, but if you've seen Spidey, Spidey runs a really nice set of blue and red wheels. So red wheels with a blue ring, and this is the red ring off of the red wheels. But you can buy these rings separately. I'll have a link down below where you can do that. And you can also buy the red hexes for the back, so that you can really accessorise your wheels. Just bring it up a little bit closer to the camera. There you go. I think you'll agree that looks pretty snazzy. Of course, we're running the 3D printed inserts from Revolt RC, and these are the deep woods, and these are just starting to feather and break in now. They've got a nice little feather on that front edge. They are generating a lot of grip in crap UK weather, which is great because we have got lots of crap UK weather at the moment. This will be coming up in a video shortly on top tips for working on your truck stuff. So this is imperative to have with you if you're out doing any night crawling or crawling towards dusk, or maybe if you're just in a wooded area or something like that. This is a fantastic tool. This one has got 2 different modes for the front light, and it's also got a little torch on the front there. You can't really see how bright that is, but it's sufficient. It has 2 settings for each, and if you switch this button on here, you can wave your hand at it. It's not something new. This system, that's it, it's turned off now. This system has been around for a long while. But having enough light when you're working on your trucks in your workspace is something a lot of people don't have. Now, we're pretty well lit here, as you can see, but there are times when I'm working on stuff inside the truck where I can't quite see. And if you put this on your head, the light is shooting straight down the barrel of where you're looking, and something like this can make working on the dark areas of your vehicle much easier. So this is something that's really handy to have in the workshop as well. It was well under 20 quid this, and I will link to it. Somebody asked me the other day, whoops, we just banged the camera. Well, let's hang that. I hang it over by my lathe just there, so it's always in reach. Oops. Knocking me soldering iron out. I'll link to this soldering iron as well. If anybody's looking for a really powerful and well set up soldering station with power adjustment and alternate tips, I'll link to this as well. This has been in a few videos, and I use that almost on a weekly basis when I'm building. So somebody asked me recently how I get my low down shots. This is a tripod from a company called Niwa, never know how to pronounce it, and none of the people that have promoted this tripod knew how to say it as well. So this tripod allows you to get really, really low. So I can have my DJI mounted here. It's almost on the deck. Videos always look better when the camera's nice and low, giving some scale. If you can imagine, you know, we're shooting here. The camera's actually lower than the Capra, the Mini Capra is there. And this is a small vehicle. So you can almost, well, you can actually shoot up at 10 scale trucks, making them feel absolutely awesome and big in your shots. And so this is nice and stable like that. It's got rubberized grips on it, but it also spreads out as well, so you can really get great stability with this low down. And then let's say you're shooting and between you and the rock, between you and your crawler, there is a rock in the way. You can extend the legs up like so and shoot over the top of it. So this has got lots and lots of really useful functionality designed into it. And it also wasn't a lot of money. Now, I have invested a lot of money in filming camera gear over the time. And for me, this was a no-brainer investment. It isn't the cheapest thing in the world, but it also, in my opinion, is very affordable for the amount of use I've had out of it. This thing has been running for about 2 years and has done me multiple shots. One thing, modification that I did make so I could get really low, this did have like an extender, so I didn't need to go higher, I needed to go lower. So I just cut this off as low as I could so that we could really slam the tripod. So this is the CK30 by Neewer. I will try to link to this or a version that is as near to this as possible. Like I say, I've had this 2 years now. I'm not sure whether this actual model will be available. It has full adjustment of the head, and you can change this by exacting degrees. It's all marked out on there. And if you did leave the extender in, you can undo this and then slide this up and down if you were to need, you know, a slightly greater height. Really, really good item. I can thoroughly recommend it. It has been super robust. So that's it for this one, guys. Remember, no matter the question, love is always the answer. And I hope you're having a wonderful day and that I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.